Hey guys, I hope you're okay. Welcome back to a new video where I essentially have stolen 5 books that Brooke has that I'm vaguely interested in, and I'm going to read the first chapter of each of them and see if they are worth me buying. So just to be nosy, there were 5 books on Brooke's shelves that I was actually very interested in. I thought I'd pick them up, try a chapter. If they were worth me buying, maybe I'll look into buying them in the future. I don't know, I have a lot of books I need to get through before I consider buying anything. But the books I have to read is Slade House by David Mitchell, Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bastarrica, Twin Crowns? Yeah. I should probably check what these books are called first, shouldn't I?
They're by 2 authors, but I don't know who.
Oh shit. Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber. 2 Catherines, that's awkward, isn't it? Both spelt differently. The Martian by Andy Ware, and Furthermore by Tahereh Mafi. I'm going to read the chapter of each of these and then I will let you know my thoughts after I've done that. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these and if any of them are interesting, and I will update you once I've done some reading. See you guys soon. Hey guys, I am back from reading the books. I have some little opinions on all of them. I'm going to do these books in reverse order, so it's from least favourite to favourite so far. To start off with, I have The Martian by Andy Ware. This one just didn't do anything for me. The plot sounds interesting. I feel as though I would benefit more from watching the film than reading the book. I feel as though the writing, there is so much writing on such a small amount of page. The writing is very, very small, and I feel as though it just starts off being a bit too scientific. So really, I lost interest very quickly. I actually DNF'd this before I finished the chapter. I just didn't care. So sadly, not for me. But at least I know. Didn't waste any money, didn't waste any time. It's positive. Then next, I think I have Furthermore by Tahereh Mafi. This one actually sounded really interesting. For me, I think the plot of the back of the book, check it out on Goodreads, sounds more interesting than the first chapter actually did. But I think it was just a very interesting premise overall. It's something I definitely think I would like to carry on with. It's just something I'm not rushing to get to right now. Maybe this is something I feel as though I would benefit more over audiobook. The writing's very whimsical, so it was quite a delay. It took me a while to kind of adjust to what the writing style was. But overall, it was actually quite an enjoyable read, so I can't complain about that. Then I decided to put Twin Crowns next. This is actually an art copy, so it's not out until the 12th of May next year. And it sounded really interesting, so I thought I'd give it a read now before I got myself hyped up for something that I wasn't going to enjoy. The first part of the book was really, really interesting. It got me quite excited to read it. It's based on two sisters, and I got to read a chapter from each perspective, and it was very different. I like the dynamic of both of them. It was very intriguing, and I can't wait to read the full thing and see how it goes. So I can't wait to read this when the book actually comes out. Look at this stunning copy though. This is an arc that Brooke has, and apparently they come in two different colours, and you can put them together, and it like gives the W from the twin if you line them up. Sounds really good. Stunning cover. Can't wait to actually read the book when it comes out. Then I decided to go with Slade House. This one I've just read. It sounded really interesting. The plot sounds really good. It's something I'm 100% interested in. And the story itself was actually quite good. This is what I would class as the easiest read. I feel as though the writing style was just so easy to get into. The plot in the first chapter didn't do much. There wasn't actually a chapter with this, so I just had to stop around the 10-page mark. Downside of the book, there are no chapters. It's split into parts, but there are no chapters. So you're going to be reading for a while. So that was a downside for me. In terms of the plot, I feel as though it was quite intriguing. I wanted more from the start of the book. I feel as though the thing that intrigues me about the plot didn't come into it at all in this. But what I read, it was very easy to read, and knowing that the plot will get more interesting as I go in got me really excited to read that. So, oh, the camera tilted. So that one is definitely on my TBR, and I can't wait to actually read it. Now, lastly, the one that intrigued me the most is one that hasn't really been on any sort of wish list or any TBR. It's one that's been on my radar, and a lot of people have really liked it, and it was just Tender as the Flesh. It sounded really disturbing, something which I never thought I'd be interested in. The premise was always interesting, and I liked hearing what people had to say about it, but it never interested me enough to get it. Reading the first chapter, it was so graphic, so honest. It was very, it provoked a lot of thought in the first few pages. And if that's what it's going to be like all the way through, then I can't wait to read this book, because something that can provoke that thought and that interest of almost like life, that's not something that really works for me, but this book did. And it made me think about things, and it made me want to know more. So I'm excited to read this, and I think this is one that's going to be put on my TBR, and I think it's going to be put as a high priority. I think this is something I'm really interested in reading. So those are the books I've read. I think I have 3 that I definitely want to read, which are these 3: Twin Crowns, Slade House, and Tender as the Flesh. I have Furthermore by Tahereh Mafi, which I do want to read. It's just not something I'm going to push myself into quickly. It's something I think I will keep on my shelf, something I'll be interested in, but I wouldn't rush to it. I'd pick it up when I felt the mood. And then there was just one that was an absolute flop, and I'm glad that I know I'm not interested anymore. So overall, this video was quite a success. As I said earlier, let me know in the comments if you have read any of these, and let me know which of the books, if you know what they are, sound interesting. I know I didn't really give any synopsis or anything for any of the books, but go check them out. If any of them sound interesting, go and check them out and let me know what you guys thought of them. But for now, I am gonna go and continue with my reading. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.